There are hundreds of thousands of people in the world dying of kidney, liver, and other major organ failure who might live if they could find a donor. But the lists are long, and often the organ doesn't arrive in time. When it does, it's a miraculous gift, the gift of life from one generous, caring human being to another. In 1990, Mike Moreno, a 47-year-old carpenter, was diagnosed with hepatitis C. By 1995, his liver was rapidly failing.
I really slowed down, and it got to the point where everything hurt. Everything that I did hurt, and it exhausted me.
His doctors sent him from his home in Hawaii to one of the world's best kidney centers in Dallas, Texas.
When I arrived, I was in such poor condition that the doctor took one look at me, and he put me into the hospital.
Mike, I'm going to want to admit you tonight.
Mike's only hope for survival was to find a suitable organ donor. His wife, Sandy, moved into a nearby apartment for the families of people waiting for organ donations.
He was in the hospital 3.5 weeks, and during that time, they came to us twice and said, "We think we have a donor." And twice they came back and said, "Not suitable. Sorry."
By the 4th week, Mike's condition had become critical. He was running out of time.
Doctor came in late afternoon, took one look at me, and he said,
"It looks like we're going to need to get that organ tonight."
and I'm thinking to myself, gee, you know, tonight, huh? You know, I've been waiting all this time. No, not tonight.
Without a transplant, Mike would be dead within hours. And then they received a call.
It was about 8:30, and the phone rang. And the coordinator said, "We have a donor, and the surgery will be tomorrow morning."
Okay, thank you. Sweetie, they found one. They found a match for you, sweetie.
That night in Dallas, a huge storm caused flooding in the hospital's basement, putting the elevators out of service. Mike had to be carried down 12 flights of stairs for his surgery.
And so I followed him down the stairs to the 2nd floor, and I kissed him goodbye, and it was like he was gone. All I could do then was wait.
Sandy bought a newspaper that day, but was too nervous to read it. She decided to keep it as a memento of the day of his surgery.
Mike did very well. I think he's going to be okay.
Okay.
The organ was...
But when Mike regained consciousness, he was unable to move.
They had determined that Mike had had a rare occurrence happen to him, similar to having a stroke.
The pain was the worst part. It felt like I was on fire. It took me a long time to figure out that I wasn't really on fire. And I used to even call my wife and say, you know, I don't think I'm going to make it.
Hello?
I'm not going to make it.
I was so tired of the pain.
Sweetie?
Finally, I got to a stage where I was just so worn out that I finally just passed out. And that's when I went into this real deep state. And the next thing that I recall is that all of a sudden, I'm wide awake and I'm down inside my body. And I can see my organs. And I can see that they just wanted to stop. And I said, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead, you can stop. Just as when I said that, this light expanded on my right side. And out of this came the face of this cute young blonde girl.
I know you can do it.
And she starts going, now hang in there. I know you can do this, just hang in there. And I'm thinking to myself, who's this girl? And she keeps on going.
Don't give up on me now, come on. I know you can do this.
And I said to myself, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, she's right. And I just looked around and I just went, oh, wow.
After his vision, his recovery was steady. He just kept getting better.
And then they said, you know what? I think you can go to the apartment and stay there.
I took him there, and we were sitting in the living room, and I said, would you like to see the paper for the day that you had your transplant?
Sandy handed him the paper she'd saved as a memento, and almost immediately he saw a familiar face.
I said, this is the girl I saw.
This is her. This is the one in my dreams.
The girl in the picture was 18-year-old Tina Mink, killed in a tragic accident the day of Mike's surgery. Tina was a high school senior and the loving daughter of Terry and Donna Mink.
Tina was a very happy, outgoing, friendly person. She was just a bundle of energy, a bundle of love.
She was very giving. That was her character, that was her nature, that was her heart.
From the time Tina was about 10 years old, she wanted to become a doctor. And I remember asking her, why do you want to do this? And she said, because, Mom, I want to help as many people as I can. And so from that point on, she began to volunteer at the hospitals. I'm going to be a doctor. She was just an irrepressible person. Once she got an idea in her head or a goal, there was no stopping her. She turned 18 November 24th of '94, and she had her driver's license changed to show that she was indeed going to be an organ donor.
She said, Dad, you know, it'd be kind of strange. I can't imagine any doctor not wanting to be an organ donor. You should be willing to give the ultimate sacrifice, that if it took your life to save theirs.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Tina left her parents' home for the last time on May 5th, 1995. Moments later, a train crashed into her car, killing her instantly. The organization Life Gift assisted in donating her organs.
The letter we received from Life Gift several weeks after Tina's death indicated that Tina was able to help over 50 people with her donation. And we'd wondered, will anyone ever write us? Will any of the donors ever try to contact us? That's what you wonder as a donor family. Will you ever hear from one of the people that is living because of your daughter?
I'll just say thank you.
After months of wondering whether he should contact her grieving parents, Mike Moreno sat down and wrote them a letter.
And he said, I just want you to know that I'm so grateful for the gift that Tina and your family has given to me.
Just receiving the letter for a donor family is a gift you can't explain, because you get the opportunity again to realize that this is correspondence from your daughter.
The two couples agreed to meet at a conference given by Life Gift, the organization that coordinated the organ donation.
And when we walked out to meet them, and there was all these people, it was like there was only 4 people in that room, just us 4.
We saw them coming in from the side of the auditorium, and it was just like we all just started crying, all at once. Mike handed me a bouquet of roses, which were Tina's favorite flower, and then I handed him a photo of Tina.
He looked at Donna and I both and he said, I've got some amazing things to tell you about your daughter.
I saw her, and she's okay.
And we were stunned by the remark.
Mike then told them about his vision.
He said, she was like a little cheerleader, just,
I know you can do it.
Egging me on, go, go, go. You can do this, you can do this. In fact, what was so unique about the way Mike said this, don't give up on me, don't give up on me, is because that's what she would do at all the softball games.
They called her the team's little cheerleader. And so we just thought that was the funniest thing, because she could be very bossy, whenever she wanted you to do something. It sounded just like her. Although Tina only lived 18 years, she did accomplish all of her goals. She wanted, more than anything else, to become a medical doctor and help as many people as she could. And she did that. She became a doctor. She just did it in one day. I don't know what else to call it except a miracle. Now, come on.
I think the miracle is the fact that a brilliant young lady was taken from her family, but She lives on in many people and in the hearts of everybody she's helped and in the hearts of all the people she knew.
I go through some really difficult times because I miss her so much. But I do know that I will see her again.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
And that's my encouragement to go on.